Hi, I'm Aaron. I want to use the next few minutes to give you a clear sense of what this course actually is, the way of the Inner Alchemist, how it's structured and who it's likely to be helpful for. This isn't a meditation or a teaching session. It's simply an orientation, so you can decide whether this way of working feels like a fit for you and your path. Most people who come to this work aren't looking for another technique. They've often tried therapy, insight, strategies, self-improvement, biohacking, and all manner of modalities for healing. And they still find themselves stuck in familiar patterns, stress cycles, emotional reactivity, shutdown, relational difficulty, or a sense of disconnection from themselves. This course is built around a simple premise. Lasting change doesn't come from effort alone. Sounds obvious, right? But it comes from working with the nervous system as a foundation. This body is everything that I experience life through. So the way of the Inner Alchemist is a 10-week body-first course. It's organized as a trilogy, 3 overlapping movements that build on one another. The body, then the mind, then finally the relationships in our life. Each part deepens the last, and the work is paced deliberately, so insight grows out of stability rather than pressure. The first part of the course is Act 1, the body first, always the body first, which runs across weeks 1 to 3. The emphasis here is safety before insight, and regulation before reflection. Week 1 is biorhythm regulation. We begin by restoring stability through our daily rhythms, the evolutionary needs of the body, sleep, movement, rest, digestion, environment, social contact, and more. It's not about self-improvement, it's not about optimization. It's about creating harmony in the nervous system based on what we were evolved to need, and about creating enough baseline safety so the nervous system can settle and learn. Week 2 is mapping the inner terrain. Here we learn how to recognize and name nervous system states, and how to distinguish between thoughts, emotions, sensations, and impulses. This gives us a shared language and a way to orient within our body without self-judgment, a way to articulate, to become emotionally literate. Week 3 is biostate navigation. This is about regulation in real time. We all get triggered, but do we notice when we're activated, shut down, steady, or otherwise? And do we know how to shift state gently rather than forcing or overriding ourselves to come back to harmony as quickly as we can? That's what that week's about. By the end of the first act, the first 3 sessions, the aim is simple. You'll know how to return home to the body and shift state on purpose. And this leads us directly to the second part of the course, Act 2, the mind as an ally, which runs across weeks 4 to 6. Here the focus moves from adaptation, ways that we were shaped, to understanding and choice, held with compassion. Week 4 is the shaping of our nervous system. We explore how patterns were formed developmentally and relationally. So reactions stop feeling like personal failures and start making sense in context. There's nothing wrong with you. There's stuff that's happened to you. Week 5 is mind alchemy. This week works more directly with emotions and stress responses, understanding how pressure builds in the nervous system and in the mind, and how coping strategies form. Importantly, identifying our own coping strategies and gaining clarity. This can replace self-attack and give us tools for other ways of working that are healthy for us rather than harmful. Week 6 is receiving the ground of being. Here the focus turns towards sensing a deeper steadiness beneath the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations, and even our identity. That source within us that allows regulation and care to become internally sourced rather than outsourced. By the end of this act, patterns become information rather than identity. Habits become information. Everything's an opportunity to learn, and choice begins to replace compulsion. The third part of the course is Act 3, Relationship as Mirror, which runs across weeks 7 to 9. Relationship activates the nervous system more reliably than anything else. And this is where the work is tested and refined. I've often noticed the people I'm closest to are the ones that I can feel most triggered by. Maybe you have too. These are an opportunity. So week 7 is the connection blueprint. We explore how the patterns show up in relationship, particularly around closeness, intimacy, distance, and attachment. And we gain a lot of insight that we can take into week 8, which is the week called Into Me I See Through You. This week looks at how relationships act as mirrors, revealing projections, expectations, and unintegrated parts of ourselves through contact with others. So we really learn about ourselves from the triggers that we have. How else are we going to grow? Week 9 is the path of intimacy. Here we focus on conflict, rupture, and repair, seeing conflict as an opportunity too, understanding how misattunement happens, what genuine repair involves, and when repair is possible or when separation is the healthier choice. And all of this is through the body, learning through the body. The final week is week 10. Come home again and again. This is the integration week, where the work is consolidated and carried back into ordinary life in a way that's realistic, a way that's embodied and sustainable. Each part of the course builds on the last, and it's designed to unfold gradually. And each week weaves into the following weeks, and we'll be looking back at past weeks, so all the work feels very coherent. You don't need to understand or master everything at once. I know this is going to be a long journey, but it gives you all the tools you need to frame every other modality you've ever worked on, pretty much. This isn't a course about fixing yourself. It's not a performance-based program, and it's not about pushing through discomfort. The work is paced around safety, choice, and learning how to listen to your system rather than override it. This course tends to suit people who are curious, reflective, and willing to slow down a little. It's for people who want depth without overwhelm, and who are open to working with the body as well as the mind, as well as their relationships. It might not be a good fit if you're looking for quick fixes, intensive emotional processing, or someone to tell you exactly what to do. The emphasis here is on building inner capacity over time, not creating dramatic experiences. Practically, the course includes weekly live sessions, written handouts, simple practices, and space for reflection, as well as mixed multimedia and links to other things on the internet to help you learn about yourself. There's lots of opportunities for extra growth around the sessions. You're never required to share personal material with the group or with me, and you're always encouraged to work within your own limits. You can share stuff, of course, but you're not required to. If it feels like a fit for you or anyone you know, I'd love to have you join us on the next cohort. Find us at tuneinto.life. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope to see you soon.